Good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning, my friend.
You scared me a little this morning, but that's okay. I thought I was doing it solo there for a minute. I was like, what fun is that? It's fun just to banter back and forth.
It is yeah. I mean, I do like talking to myself, but I
Yeah,
mean
me too. Well, so let's do a little recap because we're diving into question number 3. So we're doing this series of like some powerhouse questions when you're feeling in the womp womp, how to kind of redirect and get out of womp womp, right? That's kind of the series that we came up with that we're
yeah.
going through. Yeah.
Yeah, some questions that uh will prompt you to think a little bit differently about what you have in front of you business wise specifically, but certainly can be adapted to other areas of your life for sure.
Yeah, so the first week navigated the chaos, reclaimed our focus. We got clarity by asking, am I fully engaged in my business today? So, I mean, there's no right or wrong answer to that, but when you need to just take a breath, when you're in tech hell, when you're nothing's working right, it's like
Yeah.
okay, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
What's my clarity?
That is, yeah, the connecting back to the why you're putting up with all of this stuff and that, in the moment it might feel not worth it,
Yes,
but
that's it.
but
I'm going to the couch.
yeah, but there's a reason why you're doing the thing. And if you find out, hey, maybe I don't have a strong reason for doing the thing, well, then
Why are you doing the
why are
thing?
you doing the thing? Exactly.
And then we discussed overwhelm, aligning back with your truth. Am I living my business truth? So that's more of a, are my daily actions aligned with the long term vision? And again, getting clarity again, staying true to your mission. Are the things that I have on my to do list today marching me towards my end goal?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And if
That's
not, shift.
yeah. Yeah, no
So
judgment.
simple. Yeah,
Just
just
shift.
shift. And today, I think this is probably one of my favorite topics because I think we've had to learn it the hard way, both of us. More so
Yeah.
me, but I think you do this too. You're much better at it than I am, and I'm learning from you as we go.
Well, I mean, so yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a rock star, but yes, I mean, we're talking about CO care or self care, whatever you want to call it, but it's something that I heard early from another business owner in my journey was you are the primary asset in your business.
Mhm.
And as a solo business owner, that is 100% true. And so caring for that asset is super important. And in today's environment where hustle and grind is glamorized or touted as something that we should all aspire to, I think it's incredibly important to take a step back and realize, in order for you to be at your optimal, which is what your business needs, what your clients want from you, you need to take care of yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, burnout is real. It's real. It's not it's not some fantasy. It's real. And um yeah, I mean, I was under the belief you hustled, you grinded.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good when I just say those words. And as I'm going through my own journey and learning to be a soulpreneur myself, I almost step back and wonder, were they wrong? Do I have to grind? Do I need to hustle? I mean, is that really benefits my business to the point where I'm like, I can't do it. I can't step in the office today. I mean, how's that serving me or the people that I want to serve?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, science backs this up. When I worked in the corporate world, and the badge of honor there is, oh, I work 50 plus hours a week, or whatever number that they state. And one of the studies that I read says that after 45 hours, you actually have negative productivity.
Yeah.
And the same would apply for you as a solo business owner. And I would argue that it's probably fewer hours because it's your brain working on all of the things. There's not a lot of, you know, rote downtime in your day to day. So, I think that um, making sure that you're taking regular, frequent breaks throughout your day, you know, deliberately disconnecting at different times from your business. I think those are some of the best gifts you can give yourself.
In your clients, right?
Yeah, yeah. And your bottom line. I truly believe yes, can you get results by hustling and grinding? Absolutely. There are people out there who do it, who live by that, but it's not sustainable. And the other side is to what impact on the other parts of your life. You
Yeah.
know,
Hmm.
um, most people that I've run into that go into business for themselves envision a very different life than they were when they were a salaried or a W-2 or employee for another company. And so if my philosophy has been build it how you're going to live it, versus like, oh, I'll figure that out when I'm successful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because once you hit a certain level of success, it always seems like we want another level. It's never enough. So when
Yeah,
are you going to live what you're building? Yeah. I mean, that
yeah,
elusive goal, it's out there dangling, isn't it?
yeah,
And I think if you look at any successful person, I'm talking successful, anybody that you aspire to, they would 100% say you have to have downtime. I mean, I haven't run across any, I don't know, influencer that doesn't say you need downtime. You've got to have downtime.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Also, what we don't see for some of the bigger influencers is the support that they have behind themselves.
Oh,
You
sure.
know, they've they they certainly own their own business, but they have um, a different level of support
Yeah.
helping them navigate through the day. So what we see is, many, many steps down the road than I am all by myself day in and day out. I am the um, sole asset or the main
Yeah.
asset of my business. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, so what are some tips we can share with our audience? I mean, I've got a few that I am religious. I mean, it is carved in stone. There are a couple of things that I have really put in my tool belt to help me, you know, take care of me since I am the most valuable asset in my business.
Yeah. I mean, I would say first and foremost, I mean, and I say this both um, related to this topic or any other topic, is like know yourself, get to know yourself, and figure out what's going to work or what works for you. So, this is definitely not a one size fits all.
Mm-mm.
Um, what's going to work for you is unique, and it might change. Oh, the chief
Yeah.
interruption officer had to show up. He's actually part of my self-care. I mean, he jumps up here and interrupts me, but I'm like, I have a minute. I can, pause and give him a little love.
Mhm.
And, so that's one unique way I spend time with my pet.
Right,
Sometimes while I'm working.
right. Something that I do is when I get up, I have an hour dedicated to really just fueling me. There's just some little things that I do that really make a difference. And when I skip them, I can tell. And one of the main things is, I plan on usually Sundays just to set myself up for the week. And then each day, because I planned it on Sunday, so by Thursday it's like, why did I plan this? What was I thinking? But out to the side, it's what is my intention for this? What's my end result? And by doing that, I'm able to work on that task a little bit more efficiently because I've defined my end result. You know what I mean? And it's just something that it doesn't take any time just to write out to the side, you know, provide some great value today or, whatever the task may be.
Yeah, because what you're talking about there on Thursday, after you've been pushing and checking things off the list like a boss, is your body and mind is just kind of like starting to run on reserves, and so you're not thinking with your highest
Mm-mm.
self in mind, your future, your goals in mind. And so grounding yourself back to the why. And I love that you've done that in advance. So your brain has to do zero work except look at that piece of paper and say, all right, this is what's in front of me and this is why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you, I would imagine, that little shot of a motivation and energy to, get that one off your list too.
Yeah, faster. And then, then I take a
Yeah.
break. So
Yeah.
that's something I've learned from you. It's like, don't just move to the next task. Get up, walk around, read, go to the bathroom. We've talked about that a lot. Get something to drink or, pet the animals. I mean, whatever. Go out and look at the sunshine. I
Yes.
mean,
Oh, so many times, especially living up here in the northern climates, and the snow's going to fly, and you're not going to go stand outside most of the time. Um, I love going outside and just sitting and seeing whatever nature is bringing to me, having the sun down on me. Yeah, I love. It's called the Pomodoro technique, where you work in 25-minute or 50-minute increments,
mhm,
and you know the the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes is definitely designated as a break. And in fact, the person that created it, and I can't remember their names,
mhm,
recommends you do um, three, maybe four of those 25-minute segments, and then you take a longer break. So the 5-minute break is a get up, maybe walk down, get some water, go to the bathroom, check the mail, whatever you're going to do.
mhm.
And then the longer break is a little bit more um, rejuvenating, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah, yeah. And so, I'll focus on a task. Now, I'm not so structured, because I'm trying to put a little loosey goosey into my life every once in a while because I'm very structured.
Yes.
But I noticed that, because I am setting my intention, usually about 50 minutes, I'm ready. I mean, my body starts saying, okay, it's time to get up, move around a little bit, reset. And when I come back from my short little break, because I've already got my intention written down, I know exactly my next step. It's not
Mhm.
like I spend some time going, now
Now what?
what was I
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and our brains are amazing things. Um, and I mean, we all probably experience this in different ways throughout our lives, but your brain, you may not be working directly on the task, but your brain is working on it behind the scenes. And your
Yeah.
biggest breakthroughs happen when you're not like focused in on the particular task that you're working on. So, especially those bigger tasks, you
Mhm.
know, breaking it down into chunks, so that you basically use the motivation and inspiration that you got to a certain point, feel like a natural stopping point or a stuck point, and then let it go for a while and come back to it. And usually, most of the time, I find I'm like, oh, I've got the next couple steps worked out in my mind already.
Yeah, and have you ever noticed that it comes to you in, like, the strangest times?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was
Walking, showering, vacuuming.
Yeah. I was struggling to come up with something, last week, and, my brilliant accountability partner was like, "Release it. It'll come to you." And I was actually driving back from the gym, and I'm like, "Eureka! That's what I need to do." And I wasn't thinking about it. I was, a little bit quiet, still, not doing, just driving. I guess I was doing,
Yeah.
but, you know,
Well, it's those
and it
road
just came
tasks.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually been studied before that it because your brain, it doesn't require a lot of thinking power to do those tasks
Mhm.
like doing the dishes or
Mhm.
vacuuming or driving from one place to another that you regularly go
Yeah.
to. The extra brain power is usually sent to work on things that are bothering us or we've been thinking about, struggling with. So, whether it's a task in your business or a relationship or whatever,
Mhm.
and often you'll have those moments of clarity. So, instead of like trying to squeeze water from a rock, which is sometimes like I feel like we've been taught like, oh well, just buckle down and focus and that type of thing. If you can build in enough runway into those bigger projects,
Mhm.
um, that give you that time to um, think about it, like just
Yeah.
pause and just let it be in the background and let your brain work on it without your conscious
Forcing.
effort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You know, "No, I have it on the calendar. I must have it done today." No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean there's a balance between holding yourself accountable
Mhm.
and working smart.
Yeah.
You know, if you're always pushing things off to the next day, that's one thing. But if you're, you know, working on a project that requires a lot of thinking and you're trying to refine it into like the best version. I mean, best I feel like is a bad word, but
Right.
for this uh, example, but you know what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, we haven't talked about spa days or any of that stuff in the CEO care. Where does that fit in?
Well, I mean, of course, any of those things are great. Those are bonuses, but, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money to take care of yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we are literally talking about things like getting up and drinking water, getting up
Mm.
and just walking around your house or stepping
E
outside
Eating lunch. I mean,
away from your computer and or desk or phone.
yeah, petting your pets,
Yeah.
petting the people in your house. I mean, whatever floats your boat,
maybe
right?
maybe get some permission from them.
Yeah.
Consent first.
Well, and the other thing I wanted to make sure to mention is if you have a task that you are dreading, things hard, it's going to take a lot of effort, whatever the story is around that task, do it first. What's the saying? Eat that frog first.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just just do it first. Get it. You will find so much relief, so much momentum by getting that one thing done first when you decide I started this time, and just eat that frog, get it out of the
Yeah.
way, because you'll be mulling over it all day. It's like, oh, I got to do this thing. Oh,
That's the
Lord.
downside of the brain hanging on to things. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I think pairing that with the why you're doing it,
Mm,
and also perhaps depending on the task at hand, giving yourself some permission to, I'm gonna spend 5 minutes on this,
yes.
and and
Thank
then
you.
check in with yourself, and if it's still a no go, giving yourself the grace and just moving on to the next thing. Try again
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Mm.
You
Unless
know,
it's, a deadline you're trying to reach, but, yeah. Oh, yes. And we witnessed that yesterday. It was phenomenal what we witnessed during our mastery call yesterday, you know, seeing a difficult task at the end. It was like, wow, that wasn't so bad at all.
yeah. Well, I mean, and that's another great, like, engage someone that can support you, right? Someone like if you've got something that you've been dreading or putting off, engaging with your accountability partner, your business bestie, whoever it is, who you can say, I've got this thing I'm planning, I've got it on my list for first thing tomorrow. Um, I'll let you know when it's done. And if you haven't heard from me by X, check in. You know, one, it gives you a little someone to celebrate with when when you do finish that task, and if you didn't do it, someone's going to check in with you, and you can start working through why is it a big stumbling block for you.
Yeah. So sounds like I need a little self-care.
You too. A little bit of a honey water or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and all of a sudden I got choked up.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
oh.
Well, yeah.
Mm,
All right. Well, take care of you. I think
yeah.
that's the message here.
Yeah.
Refuel.
And then small ways.
Yeah,
And I would also just leave people with, it is not about the number of hours that you work. It is not about the number of things that you check off your list. It is about impact and value on the most the things that that are gonna move the needle forward for your clients.
that's right.
And it's not all the things. All right, well, we
as
will
I'm as I'm choking up over here.
take take care of yourself, and I shall do the same.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.